So you are thinking about moving to Texas, but you're just not quite sure what that looks like? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over the differences between California and Texas. So if that's you and you're in California and you're watching this video, then I'm going to be referencing that quite a bit. If you're not from California, well, this still applies because it does help you get an idea of what it is like to live in Texas when it comes to things like cost of living, weather, housing, and other things. Okay, so I live about 30 minutes north of Dallas, Texas. So a lot of my frame of reference is really coming from that place, but I will be talking about Texas as a whole as well. And just for reference, in case you want to look these things up yourself, a lot of the information that I have gotten is from websites like 247 Wall Street or 247wallst.com, NerdWallet, and Zillow as well. Okay, so let's just get the big one out of the way. We all know that housing in California is a lot more than it is in Texas. Pretty much anywhere in Texas, it doesn't matter. The housing median house price is definitely more in California compared to Texas. And according to Zillow, the median home price in Texas is around $257,000, while the median home price in California is $708,000. Now, this is according to Zillow. So that seems really high to me, but I don't live in California. So if anybody out there in California is watching, maybe you could chime in on this, but that just seems like a huge difference to me, going from $257,000 to $708,000. That's a lot. The median income in Texas is about $64,000 compared to California, where it's about $80,440. So gosh, to me, that is not a big difference. $15,000, yeah, that's definitely significant. If that's your income and you're making $65,000 versus $80,000, yes, I get it. No matter where you live, that's going to be significant. But when you look at the cost of living and housing in Texas compared to California, that number just doesn't seem like, gosh, that it's sustainable for most people to live in California. So of course, we all know that housing is a lot more in California than Texas. In fact, I tell people all the time in California who are looking to move to Texas, gosh, if you sell your home for over $1 million in California, and I know not all homes are $1 million in California, just depends on where you live, but you could buy 2 houses here in North Texas where I live, one as a rental and one for your actual home that you're living in. So that's a huge benefit moving from California to Texas, is just the housing cost. Okay, now let's just compare the average cost of living in California versus Texas. Okay, so going on 247wallstreet.com, they have all the major cities listed and then the suburbs around them, both in California and in Texas. So it's not just gonna be your major cities like Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. They've got a couple dozen cities listed in both states. And what was so interesting is when I went on cost of living in Texas, compared to the national average, there were a few that are higher in Texas, but you barely saw any green on that list that were over. And if they were over the national average, they were over by 1% up to 9%. And that's it. And the places that had the higher cost of living in Texas are going to be places like Austin, and then some of the suburbs around it, Dallas, and of course you got Plano, Frisco, Carrollton, McKinney. Those places were a little bit higher than the national average. But there were so many in Texas, desirable places to live that are below the national average when it comes to cost of living. Okay, so now let's take a look at California. When I pulled up that list, there was one city that was in the red, and that was Bakersfield, and it was 1% lower than the national average. One city. The majority of the ones that I saw, they were all over the national average except for the one, Bakersfield. So what was interesting when I was looking at the list of the California cities, as most of them are anywhere from 40 to 80% over the national average. There were some that were in the 10s or the teens, or the 20s or 30%, but there were a lot that were 50, 60, 70, over 80% of the national average of cost of living here in America. Okay, so what is cost of living anyway? So basically, cost of living is an index, and it just calculates what it costs to live in a specific city or area of the United States. And it takes into consideration things like housing, transportation, food, and entertainment. I have seen some that also take healthcare into consideration as well. And speaking of healthcare was actually the one thing that was higher in Texas than California. And some of that's also based on not just the cost, but accessibility as well. So California did have a better ranking when it came to healthcare than Texas has. Okay, let's talk about the Texas economy. We all know that the Texas economy is booming. It has usually or generally always been a great place to work. You've got things like technology, energy, healthcare, manufacturing, and also Texas is known to be very friendly when it comes to small business owners. It is a very business-friendly state. So the Texas economy, as we all know, really is booming. It's a great economy, and especially if you are living near, the big cities like Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, things like that. You don't have to live in those big cities, and I'm going to do another video on why you might not want to live in Dallas, like in the actual city of Dallas, instead, living in a suburb. But Texas is always known for its great economy and just the many job opportunities that we have here. We have, where I live, we have Peterbilt, but we've also got Apple is here, Dell is here, Hewlett-Packard, we've got Lockheed Martin, Boeing. And then of course the hospitals that we've got here, they're great places to work. So, and there's a lot more than that. I'm just naming a few. We've got Toyota, Amazon. There's just a lot of job opportunities here in Texas, and it's obviously just a lot more affordable, and your money's going to go a lot further. Okay, speaking of money, we do not have a state income tax. Yay! So that's just less money of yours being given to the government. So I think that's a great thing. I think that's a plus. We already pay taxes through our income. We pay taxes through our property, and we pay sales tax. So there's a lot of tax. So one less tax is great. I will say though that the property taxes here in Texas are a little bit higher than California, but that is greatly offset by a couple of things. It's offset by the fact that we don't have a state income tax. And then it's offset by the fact that, okay, so you're paying, a certain percentage in California on your property. So you might be paying less percentage in California on your property and a higher percentage here in Texas on your property, but the properties are so much cheaper here. The houses are so much cheaper. So yes, Texas does have a higher property tax, and that's also based by county, but just in general, California is a little bit lower than Texas just as a whole. But like I said, that's definitely gonna be based on city taxes, county taxes, and so it's not the same across the board in California or Texas. But the houses are a lot more affordable. So you pay a little bit higher percentage, but it's still a lot more affordable. And just out of curiosity, I went to NerdWallet. Love that website because you can get so much information there. And I thought, let's do a comparison on Orange County versus Dallas, Texas, and let's see what some of the cost of living differences are between those two places. So the cost of living difference between Orange County and Dallas is 33%. That is huge. So if you make $100,000 in Orange County as your income, you can make $67,000 here in Dallas, and it's spent about the same way. So $100,000 income in Orange County, which I'm going to assume doesn't get you very far at all, versus $67,000 here in the Dallas area. And then that's the city of Dallas, but there are so many suburbs of Dallas, like where I live, 30 minutes north of that, where it's going to be even less. So the cost of living is going to be even less than in all of Orange County. Housing is 61% lower in Dallas compared to Orange County. Transportation is 32% less in Dallas compared to Orange County. And food is 13% less in Dallas. Healthcare was the only thing that was a little bit higher in Dallas compared to Orange County. Okay, and the last thing, let's talk about the weather. So we all know Texas is hot and California has great weather. Texas is one of the hottest states that we have. Like I said, that's where I live. In fact, right now it's August. So if you're watching this in the winter, it might not make sense, but right now it's August and it's hot. But what's been really great about this summer is the humidity has been 30% or lower. And that is a huge deal, that the humidity has not been very high. Now, I am in North Texas. I'm not in Houston or Austin or San Antonio, which the humidity is not going to be good there. All the more reason to live in North Texas instead of the other places that I mentioned. But yeah, it does get hot here, but really it's just July and August where you have to deal with it. And you can still go outside. I mean, I still take walks. I sweat a little bit, but that's okay. No big deal. Once we get into mid-September, it just really kind of starts to settle. And it really does get nice. October is beautiful. November is beautiful. December can kind of start to get cold. January is cold. To me, 35 degrees is cold. 40 degrees is cold. Obviously, we're not South Dakota where we're in the negatives all the time. But to me, I do not like to be cold. So I don't like January and I don't like February. And I can tell you that here, and by the time March hits, everybody here has spring fever. And we've only had like 2 major months of winter. It's not that big a deal. And don't let that whole 2021 Ice-Mageddon scare you. Yes, that happened in Texas. The whole state was like under a state of emergency. That is extremely rare. I have lived here my entire life and that has never ever happened. So some years we don't even see a snowflake and it's so disappointing. But yeah, once March hits, like mentally, you know, spring is coming and it's absolutely fabulous. So yes, it's hot, but some people like it that way. Get a home with a pool. If if you absolutely have to have something because it's just too hot. Okay, so there you have it. Before you move from California to Texas, those are just some things that you need to know. I'm Jennifer Fowler and my husband Brandon and I, we are Fowler Realty team here in the North Texas area, and we get people reaching out to us all the time, just like you looking to make a move to the North Texas area, whether that's up to North Texas or down, and we absolutely love it. So if that's you, you can give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All that information is in the description below. Also, if this is your first time to our channel, we put out videos at least twice a week. So don't forget to like, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know everything there is to know about living in the North Texas area, which is a fabulous place to live, if I say so myself. But check out our other videos. We've got videos on Denton, which is a great suburb of Dallas. And we've got some other videos as well, just about the area, pros and cons, and some neighborhood tours on what $300,000 gets you. Yes, we have homes in the $300,000 range here, up to, in our area, could be even up to $1 million. So take a look at our other videos, and if you have any questions, you know what to do. And I'll see you on the next one.